Breaking news mga kababayan, handa ang Pilipinas na magsampa ng kaso laban sa China.
They are intent to file a case against China.
If we feel that there is enough ground to do so, we will.
Kung may ebidensyang nagpapatunay na gumagamit sila ng cyanides sa pangingisda sa West Philippine Sea. Ayon kay Pangulong Bongbong Marcos Jr., matagal nang naiulat ang cyanide fishing. Ngunit ito ay mas nakakaalarma dahil tila naging talamak na. Sa ngayon ay patuloy na pinag-aaralan ng Office of the Solicitor General or OSG ang posibleng aksyon legal ng pamahalaan laban sa China sa issue ng West Philippine Sea. Kabilang dito ang posibleng pagsasampa ng reklamo para sa environmental o marine damage laban sa China. Pero kailangan umanong mapatunayan ang napaulat na paggamit ng cyanide sa Baho de Masinloc. Nilinaw pa ng OSG kapag naayos na ang mga kailangang dokumento ay makikipagtulungan sila sa mga ahensya ng pamahalaan tulad ng Department of Justice, Department of Foreign Affairs at National Security Council hinggil dito. Samantala sa pahayag na inilabas ng China, sinabi ni Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Mao Ning na ang ulat na paggamit ng cyanide ay sheer fabrication o pawang imbento lamang. Pinahahalagahan aniya ng China ang proteksyon sa eco-environment at fishing resources.
Nilino naman ng Philippine Air Force ngayong araw na hindi nakadirekta sa anumang bansa ang isinagawang Joint Air Patrol ng Pilipinas at Estados Unidos, partikular na ang mga Air Forces ng dalawang bansa kahapon, Pebrero 19. Inihinag din ng ahensya na layunin lamang ng naturang aktibidad na pag-ibayuhin pa ang interoperability sa pagitan ng dalawang Air Forces. Ayon pa kay Philippine Air Force spokesperson Colonel Maria Consuelo Castillo, ang naturang maritime cooperative activity ay alinsunod sa international rules-based order dahil ang naturang operasyon ay isinasagawa sa loob ng ating teritoryo at sa loob mismo ng exclusive economic zone ng Pilipinas. Inisyo naman ng Philippine Air Force ang naturang pahayag kasunod ng inilabas na statement ng China na nagdulot umano ng gulo sa pinagtatalo ng karagatan ang Joint Air Patrol ng Pilipinas at Amerika. Una rito, nagsagawa na rin ng Air Patrol ng Estados Unidos at ang Philippine Air Force sa may 19 nautical miles kanluran na bahagi ng Candon, Ilocos Sur at 50 nautical miles hilagang kanluran naman ng Lubang, Occidental, Mindoro. Kasama sa Air Patrol ang Philippine Air Force, FA-50s at ang B-52H bomber aircraft ng United States Pacific Air Force. Bahagi pa rin ang naturang Air Patrol ng ikatlong iteration ng United States-Philippine Maritime Cooperative Activity na sinimulan niya noong Pebrero 9 ng taong 2024. Samantalang muli namang binigyang diin ni Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. na hindi na magbabago pa ang posisyon ng Pilipinas hinggil sa International Criminal Court. Sinabi ng Pangulo na mananatili ang posisyon ng ating bansa laban sa investigasyon ng International Criminal Court kaugnay sa umunoy paglabag sa karapatang pantao ng war on drugs ng nagdaang administrasyong Duterte. Ang pahayag ng Pangulo ay bunsod sa resulta ng Octa Research Survey kung saan lumalabas na 55% ng mga Pilipino ang pabor sa kooperasyon ng pamahalaan sa investigasyon ng International Criminal Court. Sa isang ambush interview, inihiyag ni Pangulong Marcos Jr. na kahit marami pang mga ebidensya ang maproduce ng naturang korte, wala pa rin silang jurisdiksyon dito sa Pilipinas. Ang usapin niya sa International Criminal Court investigation ay usapin ng jurisdiksyon at soberanya at hindi ng dami ng makukolektang ebidensya o ano pa man.
It opens a Pandora's box because again, it's still those questions of jurisdictions and sovereignty that I haven't yet seen a sufficient answer for. And until then, I do not recognize the jurisdiction in the Philippines. I cannot. That seems to be the only logical conclusion that we can come to in that situation. It's not about the evidence. It's about the jurisdiction of the ICC in the Philippines. They can produce as much evidence as they want, but they cannot act upon it in the Philippines. That's the point. I don't approve or deny it. It's you know, but they haven't done anything illegal. Once they do, of course, we'll do something about it. But we are an open country. We're not a closed country. So sure.
Sabi ni Huang Jilian, sabi, our relations now stands at a crossroads as stated by our Foreign Minister Wang Yi, facing a choice of where to go from here. We need to make a good choice. Sino yung we na sinasabi ni Huang Jilian? Sino yung we? Philippines or China? Kasi alam nyo mga kotsero, pag sinabi ng China na you need to talk to us, ibig sabihin nun, kailangan sumunod ka sa amin. That's it. Wala namang ibang ano yun eh. Walang ibang meaning yun. You need to talk to us. In other words, sumunod kayo sa gusto namin. Kasi kung hindi, magkakagulo. Ilang beses na nila sinabi yan eh. Wala nang bulahan doon. Sabi ni Nelson Sabiniano, paano nakakagamit ng FB si sa China e-block ang FB doon? Exactly. Question ko rin yan eh. Question ko rin yan. So, hindi ko rin alam. I hope I can answer your question, but I can't. Diba? Kasi bawal din gumamit ng VPN. Pag nahulihan ka ng VPN doon, arestado ka. So, I don't know. I don't know how they do it. But, baka ano sila, pinapayagan. Pero lang kasimple yun. So, anyway. Sabi, we believe maintaining the sound and steady developments of our relations serve the fundamental interest of two countries, the two people, not self-vested interest of small groups, or a small group's interest, but the overall interest of our two people. Hindi naman kayo ganito magsalita ang China eh. Hindi naman ganito ang China, guys. Hindi naman ganito ang China eh. Ang China, kung ano yung interest namin, yun na yun. Wala ka ng choice. That's it. Wala kang choice. Kung ano yung gusto namin, yun na yun. Eh, nakita naman natin sa West Philippine Sea, di ba? Nakikinig ba sila sa atin? Hindi naman. Basta sinabi na amin to. Tapos ang kwento. Wala nang usap-usap. That's it. So, si China here, Chinese Communist Party is lying. So it is hoped that the Philippine side will steer the right course for its policy vis-a-vis China and work together with us to bring the bilateral relations back on the right track as soon as possible. So, ibig sabihin, the right course is the China course. That's it. Yun lang ang tamang gawin. China lang ang tamang gawin. Wala nang iba. Diba? Tapos may ganito pang kwento. It is normal for neighboring countries to have differences. What is crucial is that differences should be handled through consultation, and this is not only a proven way to get along with neighboring countries, but also a useful experience from the turnaround of our relations for the past few years. Pero si Wang Xilan, dinuro-duro yung chief of staff natin. Alala nyo ba yun? Sinabi ni JV Ejercito. Pinwento sa kanya ni General Browner, dinuro-duro daw siya ni Wang Xilan. Eh mukhang malaking tao si si General Browner eh. Mukhang matangkad eh. Tapos mukhang maliit lang to si Wang Xilan eh. Imagine, duro-duruin ka. Diba? Pangit. So, ganun. Parang wala namang parang ang weird, no? Gusto nila, ay pag-usap tayo sa kanila, pero dapat sila lang ang masusunod. Walang ibang mga masusunod. Sila lang. Diba? Kaya nagsalita si Gibo, Secretary Gibo. Sabi niya, talks with China is useless. November 2023 pa to. November 2023. Walang kwenta makipag-usap sa China. Bakit? Bakit walang kwenta? Kasi mga kotsero, ayan, it's not fruitful. There should be bilateral discussions, but at a time, when we prove, kung mapatunayan, when we are sure, this is my personal belief, that formal bilateral relations should be held when it is proven that they are sincere. Yun kasi ang kulang sa Chinese Communist Party, guys. Yun ang kulang sa CCP. Walang sincerity na makukuha sa kanila. Traidor yan. Ang CCP, traidor yan. Diyos ko, traidor yan. Traidor yan. Sobrang traidor yan. Sarili nga nilang mga tao, pinapatay nila eh. Sariling citizens nila, pinapatay nila. Falun Gong. Baka hindi nyo alam. Google nyo na lang. Falun Gong. Uyghurs. Mga preso na kinukuhaan ng organs. Or may organ harvesting, tapos binibenta nila yung organ. Sarili nilang mga citizens eh, binawalang hiya nila eh. How much more other countries na wala silang pake? Sabi, but the president himself has said that their illegal activities continue unabated. So to enter into bilateral negotiations in that context will just be playing into their playbook, and it will be an attempt to constrain the Philippines from enforcing its claims which it rightfully has under international law. Ganito lang po yan. In-explain lang po dito ni Secretary Gibo, mga kotsero, kung paano maglaro ang China. Halimbawa, di ba meron tayong bilateral talk sa kanila? Ang sasabihin yan, o sige, may bilateral talks tayo ha. Let's maintain the status quo. Status quo lang tayo, walang magbabago. What does that mean? on our end, sa side natin. What does that mean? Sa side ng Pilipinas. Hindi aalis ang Chinese Coast Guard dyan sa West Philippine Sea. Yun ang status quo. Ando na sila eh. Ano pa yung status quo? Hindi tayo magtatayo ng mga, hindi natin aayusin ang outpost natin sa BRP Sierra Madre. Status quo kay. Ano pa ang status quo? Wala kang gagawing dyan, exploratory development, tsaka what do you call this? Utilization ng natural resources sa West Philippine Sea. Status quo kay. Wala kang gagawing bago. Kasi status quo ka. So, ibig sabihin, mga kotsero, they get their stuff, they get to do what they want to do without us interfering. Dahil naitali tayo sa quote-unquote bilateral negotiations. Inuutakan tayo ng China. Kapag ngayong ka pumasok, tapos status quo, buti sana kung gagawin nila, o sige, makikipag-usap tayo sa Pilipinas, sa West Philippine Sea, aalis kaming lahat dito. Aalis ka lahat ng Chinese forces sa West Philippine Sea. Tingin nyo ba gagawin nila yun? Hindi. Status quo nga eh. Diba? Kaya ganun. Lalo pa ngayon na may balita na mag-i-improve na, magdadagdag na ng additional islands, mag-i-improve na ng ating outposts sa West Philippine Sea. Panoorin natin itong balita na to.
The Philippine Armed Forces announces plans to improve the facilities on West Philippine Sea islands occupied by its troops. It is among the military priorities highlighted in a command conference Monday with President Marcos Jr. The details from Bianca Dama.
The Philippines will develop its occupied features in the West Philippine Sea to make them more habitable for troops.
We're trying to improve on. Yes, lahat ng mga especially mga islands na occupied natin, tuloy-tuloy naman po yung ginagawa nating pag-develop ng facilities natin. May budget na. Incorporated yan sa budget ng ating armed forces. Every year, meron tayong budget.
Armed Forces of the Philippines Chief of Staff, General Romeo Bronner Jr. says among the islands that will be developed are Pag-asa Island and Lawak Island, which are part of the Kalayaan Group of Islands.
It does not include fortifying Sierra Madre. We are making these features more habitable for our troops. May mga structures na po tayo doon, living quarters. Kailangan natin na dagdagan pa itong mga ito. Just to make it livable and habitable. Kasi napakahirap po ng kondisyon ng mga tropa natin dito sa mga features na ito. We're trying to give them some equipment like the desalination machines so that they have water. We also give them some means for them to communicate also with their families.
Bronner stressed the move should not receive negative reactions from other countries, explaining it is the AFP's responsibility to take care of its soldiers and improve their living conditions. Tensions between China and the Philippines have heightened in recent months as both sides trade accusations over a series of incidents in the West Philippine Sea. President and Commander-in-Chief Ferdinand Marcos Jr. attended the AFP Command Conference at Camp Aguinaldo in Quezon City on Monday. Marcos directed the AFP to reconfigure its approaches in addressing various threats faced by the country.
Nabanggit po ng ating Pangulo that we have to think of new ways of dealing with them, innovative ways. No? That is why we have to really make sure that we study all of these things very carefully so that we come up with the necessary solutions. He also mentioned that when dealing with these threats, it is not enough that we deal it by ourselves. Kailangan po natin ng tulong ng ating mamamayan, invoking the whole of nation approach. Our president mentioned that we also have to gain the support of our international allies and partners.
Bronner added, Horizon 3 of the AFP modernization program will focus on the archipelagic defense concept. This means the military will procure more air and sea assets and more radars.
Yun. O, paano ngayon yan? So paano ngayon yung sinasabi ng China na meet us halfway? It won't happen. Kasi magde-develop tayo ng sarili nating puwersa eh. Or baka kaya nila sinasabi yan kasi magde-develop tayo ng sarili nating puwersa. Di ba? Para itali yung mga kamay natin. Sabihin, meron tayong bilateral talks. Nangako kayo na you will meet us halfway. Wag nyo munang galawin yung mga yan. Wag muna kayong mag-improve. Wag muna kayong mag-develop ng puwersa nyo. Meet us halfway. Parang wala namang kayong tiwala sa amin. Ganon. Paano na? Lokohan talaga yan. Lalo-lalo ngayon mga kotsero na bagsak ang economy ng China. Ang growth nila last year was a 5 point something. 5.7, 5.6, something like that. Pero 5.2 pala, 5.2. 5.2%. Considering na China ang world's manufacturing the world's manufacturing plant. Ano yung tawag sa kanya? The world's manufacturing plant ng China. Ang baba niya 5.2%. Baba yan. Paano na? Tapos meron pang forecast na sa 2024, sabi ng World Bank, the annual growth rate will slow to 4.5% and 4.3% in 2025. Bumababa. Pababa ang trajectory ng annual growth percentage or growth rate ng China according to forecasts. Sabihin ng mga pro-China, forecast lang naman yan, hindi naman kadalasan nangyayari yan. Hindi naman sasabihin yan ang forecast kung walang indicators. May indicators yan. Hindi naman basta-basta yun. Ano yung indicators kung ba't babagal? Bakit babagal? Kasi, unang challenge, saan na ba yan? Unang challenge is their economic slowdown. Alam niyo naman nangyari sa Evergrande, di ba? Yung Evergrande, yung kanilang real estate. Bagsak ang real estate nila, di ba? Tapos, yung kanilang FDIs was for the first time in 40 years yata, if I'm not mistaken, negative 1.8 trillion. Ay, grabe. Walang namuhunan sa isang buwan. Negative 1.8 trillion. Ano pang problema nila? Wars and shadow wars. O, ito yung ginagawa nila sa Pilipinas. Shadow war. Or gray zone tactics. So, at saka sumusuporta pa sila sa Russia, doon sa Ukraine war. Russia-Ukraine war. Sumusuporta sila dyan. Pero, yung Russia, parang hindi sila happy doon sa suporta kasi pumapalya yung mga makinarya na binibigay sa kanila ng China. So, yun. So, these two things are now affecting their economy. Kaya merong pagbagsak. At kaya ngayon si China nagmi-meet us halfway. Meet us halfway, China, Philippines. Usap tayo. Tingin niyo ba papayag ang ating gobyerno dyan? I think ito si PBBM is listening to Secretary Gibo. And that's a good thing. Maganda mong balita 'yon na nakikinig si PBBM.